Okay, I'm just going to weigh in right quick on this whole Sydney Sweeney crap. American Eagle apparently released an ad saying she had good genes, and people are in uproar saying it's Nazi propaganda. There's a fella on the Young Turks, I think his name is pronounced Cenk Uygur. He ain't from around here. He had an interesting take on X, and I agree with it quite handedly. Now, I don't agree with everything he says. As a matter of fact, most things he says I disagree with. But I'm not the type of person that I have to agree with everything everyone says to agree with some part of it. As a matter of fact, I dare say if you agree with everything someone says or disagree with everything someone says, there's a good chance you are brainwashed. You should never automatically just agree or disagree entirely with everything someone says. That is, unless you're just not questioning anything. But he brought up an interesting point. The marketing ad was not racist because they did not say all white people are racist or all white people have good genes. It wasn't all blondes have good genes. It was she does. And it was a pun centered around they were trying to sell jeans, Jeans, and it was a pun, Genes. And it was directed toward her because she was a model that was hired to do the job. And his point is very much valid. And yeah, he points out that, yeah, she does in fact have good genes. She's not ugly. She's not my cup of tea, not going to lie. But not just because I've sworn off on after my last attempts of looking after someone, I gave up on all that crap. But because she just ain't. Different people have different preferences. Some like blondes, some like brunettes, some like more of this, less that. And she kind of falls under the category of Taylor Swift in that not my cup of tea, but hey, if you're interested in me and I could make a few bucks, a few million off of it, hey, I'd be her biggest fan. But in general, no, not my cup of tea. But that doesn't mean I can't see where others would find her attractive. And that's basically what he points out, is that you may not necessarily agree with, think that she's the most attractive in the world, but she does have attributes that, at least if you're truly honest with yourself, you could see where at least some people could find her attractive. It's not as big of a deal as so many people are trying to make it out to be, because they have to have something to bitch, moan, and complain about. I mean, it's freaking overpriced jeans. Suck it up, get over it. All you're going to do when you spout off about, oh, this is racist, this is that, bigotry, this is blah, 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 is the people that disagree, even the more moderate people who don't give a flying flip one way or another, they're just kind of on the fence. They're going to see that, and next time they're going to say, this is not bigotry. So what will happen next time they pop up and say, this is racist, this is bigotry, and it's actually legit, they're going to be conditioned to discredit the legit claims because of the BS claims. But people don't seem to want to think that far ahead. They have to have something to jump onto right then and there. But if you actually take a step back and look at it, you would probably realize how, in the long term, that would be hurting your cause. And maybe you'd be a little bit more judicious about choosing which hill you want to plant your battle flag on. Something to think about. Y'all get 2 videos today. I'm going to get out of here. There's some starting to get dark. There's some doves starting to circle all around me, and I don't feel like... there's a hummingbird. I don't feel like cleaning bird crap off of me. So later.